This is a food convoy from Vietnam, Cambodia's only guaranteed lifeline. Vietnam, although itself facing famine after 30 years of war, has sent more than 25,000 tons of food to Cambodia. The Vietnamese have managed to do this by asking every family in their southwestern provinces to give 6 pounds of rice. By contrast, Western governments have sent only a dribble of aid. The major agencies, the International Red Cross and UNICEF, have demanded strings to their proposed charity, such as the right to supply what they call the other side. Western observers who have crossed the Thai border into Cambodia have seen what this means in reality. It means feeding not civilians, not women and children, but supplying what is left of Pol Pot's army of genocide. For this privilege, the agencies have withheld aid from 90% of the Cambodian people. Supplying the Khmer Rouge is in line with the West's diplomatic support for Pol Pot. Last month, the United Nations General Assembly was witness to the extraordinary spectacle of the Western democracies, America and Britain included, voting to continue recognition of a defunct regime, which they themselves acknowledge as the most thorough mass murderers since Hitler. The reason is this: the West does not wish to upset its newest ally and trading partner, China. For China is also Pol Pot's principal backer. One British organization, Oxfam, has attached no political strings to its aid, and its success in feeding some of the starving is an indictment of all those governments still talking about the global power balance, and all those relief agencies which refuse to move without their caravan of conditions. On October the 15th, Oxfam's Director General, Brian Walker, said in London, "We have had only complete and honourable cooperation from the Cambodian government and the Vietnamese. When I left Cambodia," said Walker, "the total input of Western aid over 9 months amounted to 200 tons of food. I don't see how anyone can be proud of that situation." The Vietnamese are condemned for driving out the Khmer Rouge killers. Were the Tanzanians condemned for throwing out the hideous Idi Amin? Of course not. It should be explained why the Vietnamese came here to Cambodia. After 1975, Vietnam was under constant attack by the Khmer Rouge, who massacred Vietnamese border villages and were supported by 10,000 Chinese. An unholy trinity of Pol Pot, China, and America say that Vietnam is an agent of Russia. Anybody who knows the fiercely nationalistic Vietnamese, who have stood virtually alone against invaders for 30 years, knows this to be laughably untrue. But the Chinese threat and the present denial of aid is pushing both Vietnam and Cambodia deeper into the waiting arms of the Soviet Union. Both the Cambodians and the Vietnamese are fighting for their survival as never before.